The Minnesota Timberwolves might be facing a 3-game losing streak, but there's still a reason for fans to hold on to their dreams. Reason? Anthony Edwards, a rising star who's fast becoming the face of the NBA. Coming into the season, all eyes were on Edwards, and he's been living up to every expectation. But what exactly makes him so exceptional? And could he be the next unstoppable force that keeps rival teams up at night? Who is the reason behind his unexpected and surprising rise? Steph Curry? Kevin Durant? But before this, let's find out how upbeat Anthony is about his team, despite losing 3 games in a row.
Everybody want to beat us, so we got to come out with a chip on our shoulder. We got to get the chip back.
The Minnesota Timberwolves find themselves at a crossroads after a frustrating 106-98 loss to the Portland Trail Blazers, marking their 3rd consecutive defeat. While it's still early in the season, cracks are starting to show, and the pressure is mounting. Anthony Edwards didn't hold back when addressing the loss, placing the blame squarely on himself and his teammates. "We've got the answers. The coaches give us the answers," Edwards admitted in the locker room. "We're just not doing it as a team, 1 through 15. They tell us what we need to do to win the game, and somehow we don't execute. We've got to mature, man." Even Rudy Gobert echoed a similar sentiment, acknowledging his defensive struggles. "I truly believe it starts with me," Gobert said, owning up to his role. "These 2 games are mostly on me. Defensively, I need to set the tone for the team, and I haven't done that." So what's going wrong? Minnesota's offense has been ice cold, shooting just 39.4% from the floor and a dismal 7 of 39 from beyond the arc against Portland. On defense, they've slipped from being a league leader last season to 9th in defensive rating. Rebounding has also been a glaring issue, as the Wolves were outworked on the boards 47-41 by a rebuilding Blazers team led by Shadon Sharpe, who dropped a career-high 33 points. The Western Conference standings show no mercy. With the playoff race already shaping up to be razor-thin, the Wolves can't afford to lose ground, especially against teams they're expected to beat. As fans grow restless, the question looms: can the Timberwolves rediscover their identity before it's too late? If Edwards, Gobert, and the rest of the squad are serious about turning things around, the time to act is now. But through all the chaos and against all odds, Wolves fans still have a reason to dream. The reason? The man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Edwards. How good is Anthony Edwards, really? Coming into this season, there was no shortage of optimism surrounding the Timberwolves' rising star. Fans and analysts alike expected him to take a leap, refining his playmaking, improving his decision-making against double teams, and adding counters to his driving game to create more efficient scoring opportunities. But what no one saw coming was this: Anthony Edwards transforming into one of the most prolific 3-point shooters the league has ever seen. Yes, you read that right. One of the best 3-point shooters we've ever seen. Through just 10 games, Edwards has attempted the 6th most threes in NBA history for this span and made the 3rd most. He's joined rarefied air. Only Steph Curry has ever hit 50 threes in the first 10 games across multiple seasons since the introduction of the 3-point line. What sparked this transformation? How has Edwards gone from a promising young talent to a potential offensive juggernaut? Let's break it down. Can Anthony Edwards make every shot count? That's a question many asked heading into this season, particularly about his mid-range game. With his elite athleticism and ability to score downhill, it seemed inevitable that a reliable mid-range jumper would complete his arsenal. Last year, nearly 40% of Edwards' shots came from the mid-range, more than his frequency of 3-pointers or attempts at the rim. But the results didn't justify the volume. He hit just 39% of his long mid-range attempts, an average number that didn't elevate him above the competition. Minnesota's coaching staff saw an opportunity. They encouraged Edwards to move those mid-range attempts a few steps back to the 3-point line. The math doesn't lie. A 39% clip from long mid-range equals just 0.78 points per shot, while the same percentage from 3 skyrockets to 1.17 points per shot. The result? Over half of Edwards' shots this season now come from beyond the arc, and the impact has been massive. He's shooting 38% or better from 3 in 8 of his 10 games so far, proving that this wasn't just a smart gamble, it's a game changer. Why is Anthony Edwards suddenly unstoppable? It's not just his shot selection that's improved, it's how his game has simplified. In the past, Edwards often found himself overthinking plays. He'd drive into traffic, settle for contested mid-range shots, or force attempts at the rim without a clear plan. This season, the focus on perimeter shooting has changed everything. He now comes off screens, finds open space, and confidently pulls up from deep. Take last season, for example. Edwards frequently took shots just inside the arc, even when space opened up. Now, those same situations lead to smooth catch-and-shoot threes or quick pull-ups beyond the arc. The difference? He's now one of the most efficient pick-and-roll ball handlers in the league, attempting 4.2 threes per game in these scenarios, doubling his attempts from last year, all while maintaining incredible efficiency. And when defenses try to adjust, Edwards punishes them. If defenders close out hard on his threes, he counters with hesitation moves and explosive drives to the rim. If they bring help, he capitalizes with pinpoint passes to open teammates. How do you guard someone with this many options? The answer, simply put, is that you don't. What does Anthony Edwards mean to the Timberwolves? The stats tell the story. When Edwards is on the floor, Minnesota boasts an offensive rating of 118.8 overall and 108.2 in the half court. When he sits, those numbers nosedive to 108.2 overall and an abysmal 85.8 in the half court. That's not just good, it's transformational. This isn't just about shooting volume, it's about rhythm. Edwards has traded tough, contested mid-range jumpers for smooth, in-rhythm threes. His confidence is contagious, and it's opening up the floor for his teammates. Rudy Gobert benefits from easy finishes at the rim, while shooters like Donte DiVincenzo thrive on open looks created by Edwards' gravity. In essence, Edwards' evolution as a shooter isn't just elevating his own game, it's redefining the Timberwolves' offensive identity. And now the real question: who is the reason behind Anthony's success? Anthony Edwards credited his dramatic improvement in three-point shooting to Damian Lillard's influence. Edwards explained that, while trying to refine his shooting during the Olympics, he experimented with techniques inspired by stars like Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry, but found them unfit for his style. Instead, he adapted Lillard's approach, particularly his footwork and rhythm for catch-and-shoot situations. Edwards praised Lillard's shooting mechanics, emphasizing how studying his methods helped Edwards become more efficient from beyond the arc. He cited watching Lillard's mastery as the pivotal factor that elevated his game, proving to be the key to unlocking his potential as an elite three-point shooter. It's hard to overstate the significance of this transformation. Last season, Edwards already showed the makings of a superstar. Now, with his three-point shooting reaching elite levels, he's positioning himself as one of the most versatile and dominant offensive players in the league. His mid-range game might not be a primary focus anymore, but that's fine. The threes are more efficient, more impactful, and more vital to Minnesota's success. Whether it's hitting clutch shots, leading his team when it matters most, or delivering jaw-dropping moments, Anthony Edwards' top plays this season are rewriting the script for greatness. When fans ask, "How good is Anthony Edwards?" the answer is becoming crystal clear. He's not just good, he's exceptional. Talk about Anthony Edwards' game-winner shots, the one who opponents dread seeing in crunch time. Why Anthony Edwards is every team's nightmare. It's simple. He's unguardable, unpredictable, and relentless. In just a few short weeks, Edwards has proven why he's not just the present but the future of the league. From his impeccable shooting to his ability to take over games, we're witnessing a generational talent. How Anthony Edwards became the face of the NBA is a story still unfolding. And the best part? It's only just beginning.